Notational analysis. In professional sports, notational analysis is the study of movement patterns, strategies, and tactics in sports, for example, basketball. This would allow an observer to watch a participant's performance and would be able to analyse their performance in order to find strengths and weaknesses, which will help with improvement. To use this to study tactics of a game, it would help you develop further and come up with strategies which fit the dynamics of the team. A performance criteria is used, and it is something in which you compare to the player you may be analysing. It's a list of skills that you would use in the sport you are participating in. In basketball, you could use 3-pointers, 2-pointer layups on your performance criteria to judge the performance of the particular player. However, depending on the sport you are playing, obviously the performance criteria would change depending on the position of that individual. For example, you can't expect a defender in football to have a high shooting ability. A movement pattern is a series of movements made by the athlete. Therefore, you're looking for a sequence of movements which is often determined by positioning. If you are interested in basketball, you may be interested in the movement patterns of a player. Throughout the observation of a recording of the match, in the feedback sessions, you may note that when they're attacking as a team, most of your attacks come down the left side of the court. Therefore, this may be viewed as a weakness. This is because the coach wants a variety in the attacking plays by attacking left, central and right areas. Our performance criteria, which we assess people on, are common skills that happen in a basketball game, whether you're a power forward or a point guard. Each sport, whether individual or team-based, will have a different performance criteria profile. Criteria are simply a list of factors, e.g. shooting accuracy, saves, headers, dribbling, that are key for a sporting performance. In basketball, the performance criteria we have chosen to use is 2 points, 3-pointers, layups, defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, blocks, turnovers and fouls. Some sports, if simple in nature such as snooker, may only have a few performance criteria such as safety success. In comparison, more technical sports such as basketball will have a more exhaustive list to include factors. In some sports, for example basketball, it is important for a player to cover as much distance as possible. However, the distance must be in a productive manner. Therefore, in basketball, you may log the distance covered with the ball in meters for a chosen player. This is because if a player can make some big runs and breaks, then it can bring other players into the game and is a clear advantage. As a person studying biomechanics, you should record the distance covered with the ball and also log the outcome of the attempt, such as a basket or a pass. Whilst doing notational analysis, you'll need a pen, paper, performance criteria to mark the performance against, and a camera to record in order for you to look over the performance to see if any mistakes have been made and correct them. The most basic way of collecting the information is to have someone record it while the match is being played. They will have the list on a piece of paper in front of them, and they can keep a tally score for each one. However, this can overwhelm the person recording the information if a series of play requires many markings, so the list should be quite basic if the process is adopted. Another option is for a team to video record the game and go back over the tape later. This allows the game to be paused and, if required, rewound to obtain all the information necessary. A basic video camera is all that is required to take the footage, although there can be time-consuming activity. Another way you could use is software packages such as Data Video and Coach My Video. These allow you to upload your video onto a computer and record events as they occur by pressing the allocated key on the PC keyboard. This will allow you to edit the video footage and create highlighted sections that can be shown to the players or staff to emphasize the strengths or weaknesses. Pros and cons. There are many advantages to notational analysis. It helps indicate improvement by seeing your strengths and weaknesses, so what you need to improve on, and it's easy to understand and do. Also, it can show movement patterns. However, without competence in the sport, it's easy to make mistakes. For example, if someone doesn't understand basketball and they're given a list of things, they might not even understand what they are, so they wouldn't be able to identify them within a game. It doesn't take into account situational factors either. So someone might have attempted loads of 3-pointers, but they would not be able to tell, like, if people were defending in front of them or the angle in which they were at. So This is the evidence of a notational analysis for our two performers. We've got analysis for Aaron and Charlie, and we can compare both their height, their attempted and their made shots, their turnovers, offensive and defensive rebounds, and we can see who would be better in consideration for the power forward position.